Hello. So the first example of market research that I found in my research was actually a Pantene case study from 2010. This research was conducted to guide a relaunch of the Pantene hair care line during an economic downturn global or for the United States, and also during a time that Pantene was losing market share in the hair care market. Um, this research was used to guide this relaunch on a global scale. So for this specific case study, they did conduct more primary research through the form of questionnaires. So the questionnaires were created and given to about 3,600 women globally, just asking questions about how they feel about hair, how they feel about their hair care, whether it's important to them, how that makes them feel, just to better understand the consumers in that way. And then they did a second level of primary research where they created a questionnaire again for a smaller group of women, about I believe it was 1,600, to compare the same results from the questionnaire and the same questions, but more specifically after using the Pantene hair care products for a week. Some of the women in the study used the new line and some of them used the old line, and this research was used to guide their understanding and their marketing efforts towards relaunching the new Pantene hair care line. I do believe that this data is reliable based off of the information that I was able to find and the explanation of how the questionnaire was created, how the women were chosen, and the quantity of women that were a part of this study. Does make me feel like the data is reliable. I do think that it is really interesting too to be able to compare not only how women feel generally about their hair care prior to using the products, but also how they, how they feel using the products after a week with the new line and the old line. I do kind of think that it is a small amount of people, even though the first primary research primary data collected during the survey was like 3,600 women. I think that there could have been more and larger to be able to like fully understand that that market. But yeah, I do think that it's pretty reliable data and that they were able to find a lot of insights about their consumer perceptions of the brand and how to better market the new line. The second example that I found was a Whole Foods study done by a company called YouGov. This was primary research conducted on behalf of Whole Foods through an online survey to better understand Whole Foods' target consumer and better understand younger consumers' perceptions towards grocery stores and just better understanding their purchasing behaviors. Like I said, this was primarily primary research that was through an online study or an online survey sent to about 1,000 millennials in 2019. They did also conduct secondary research in order to find the people for this survey and to specifically find the group of people that they wanted to target with this survey. The survey was conducted over the course of 4 days, and it was specifically to better understand a younger consumer's perceptions of food and the trends towards food culture in the younger demographic. Whole Foods specifically targeted millennial consumers with the understanding and the assumption that young consumers drive trends and that they would be able to better understand their consumers as a whole if the younger consumers, by better understanding younger consumers' behaviors. I don't actually believe that this data is very reliable. The survey was only conducted over 4 days, and compared to the Pantene survey the Pantene questionnaires that were conducted over several months, I just don't think that there was a very large quantity of data that would be able to be used to really understand millennial grocery store shoppers as a whole in the United States by only looking at 1,000 people. I also think that it was really vague, that there was a qualification to be able to participate in the survey. It was an occupational security screening, which I couldn't find any information about what that means. So I'm sure that only Whole Foods and YouGov knows the specifics on that. But I just don't know if this data from 1,000 people over the course of 4 days would be able to help Whole Foods as a company really understand millennial shoppers. There's just not enough people. But yeah, thank you.